Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, Cooking with TK. Today you guys, I'm going to show you how I made these delicious Salisbury steaks from scratch. That's right, homemade Salisbury steaks. Usually we see them in the frozen food sections, and a lot of us don't know how to make Salisbury steaks different from hamburger gravy. Well, it's not that big of a difference, just a slight few ingredients difference. But if you want to know how to make this delicious Salisbury steak to eat with you some rice or some delicious mashed potatoes or some green beans, why don't you stay tuned to this video so that you too can learn how to make some delicious Salisbury steak done Southern style by Cooking with TK. Let's get into this video. Okay everyone, so let's get ready to get started on making our Salisbury steak while our ham hocks are boiling for our green beans. Okay, so what I am going to put in here for seasoning, you guys, I am going to use some salt, regular table salt, some black pepper, some onion powder, some garlic powder, and I am going to use some dried onions. Now you can use fresh onions. I'm just going to use this today. I do have fresh onions, but this is just going to make it simpler and easier. And you're going to need some breadcrumbs. Okay, you can use plain breadcrumbs. I have the garlic and herb breadcrumbs. That's what I am going to use, okay? Then I have some Worcestershire, it's hard to pronounce, sauce. I'm going to use some ketchup. And also I have 2 eggs that I am going to use, okay? So let me go ahead and let me put my ingredients in here. These ingredients in here. Okay. I got kind of stuck sitting here, y'all. Okay, so put all your seasonings in there. Okay, you don't have to for video purposes I did do a tablespoon of each. Most of the time, generally, if you use a tablespoon or 2 tablespoons of seasoning, that works well. This is 5 pounds of ground beef that I have. You can use ground beef or ground chuck. And I'm going to use, this is about 1/3 cup of Worcestershire sauce. So I'm going to use that. This also is about 1/3 of ketchup. Okay. And then I got my 2 eggs. As you can see here. You may need more breadcrumbs than what I just put in here. I'm going to use some beef seasoning as well. Now this is optional. You don't have to put the beef flavor in there. You can use Lipton onion soup mix. They have different flavors. They do have beef and onion flavor, but I'm just going to use some beef bouillon. And then you're going to go ahead and you're going to mix everything together like this. Okay? So you get it mixed up really well. And then we're going to move on to the next step. Okay, so now let's get ready to form our patties. Now you can make them round, or you can make them oval shape. Today I am going to make them oval shape, okay? So as you can see here, the thickness that I have for my Salisbury steak, I'm going to make it a little thinner, but not too thin, okay? Because you know that it's going to cook down, but I am going to try to make it to an oval shape to the best of my ability, okay? Now, that's the oval shape for our Salisbury steak. As you can see how I'm forming that particular oval shape, okay? Okay, so I'm going to sit that one down. Let's get closer. And I'm going to make one more oval shaped patty for you guys. For my Salisbury steak, okay? Now remember to make them thicker than a regular American style hamburger, but make them thin enough to whereas they don't look like a big quarter pounder. Okay, so get your burger meat, okay, and you're gonna shape it in an oval like so, okay, oval shape like so, okay. See that, you guys? The oval shape. Okay, take your hands and you're gonna push them around like that. Okay, so that's 2. And I'm gonna continue to form these Salisbury steak patties, and then we'll be on to our next step, the cooking process, and then the mushroom brown gravy process for our Salisbury steaks. Okay, so I have my skillet ready. On the stove. What I'm gonna do is I'm going to turn this to a medium low heat. I'm gonna put it on like number 4 or number 3. I'm gonna put it on number 3 so that I can heat my skillet up. And I'm going to just use a small amount of oil, just a dab of oil. You can use olive oil, any type of oil. This is soybean and extra virgin olive oil. It's nothing in particular. You can use spray. Just a little grease on your pan. That's all we're looking for, okay? So that our meat doesn't automatically go in and straight stick. So we're going to heat that up real quick. And as you can see, I have my patties formed, okay? So what we're going to do, the amount I had made 2 plates. So what I'm going to do, to the outside of my patties, this is optional. This is something that you don't have to do. This is something that I want to do. I'm going to take me some steakhouse seasoning, okay? And I'm going to add it to the outside of these patties. This is how you get good flavor on the outside and the edge of your meat, okay? It's not going to change the flavor, or you can just use salt and pepper. Just something simple, salt and pepper, okay? But this is going to add some flavor to it. It's not going to change it. It's not going to make it taste any different than it normally would, okay? It's just going to make it flavor. And you're going to do this to both sides, okay? Make sure you get that coated really, really well. And it's going to take maybe 2 minutes to heat up your skillet, okay? Okay, so now my oil is heated up and it's ready. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take one of my patties that I have formed, and I'm going to place the side down that I have the seasoning on, okay? You put that side down first, okay? And be careful not to splash yourself with that oil, okay? And remember, we're just trying to cook the outside. I'm going to cook each side for about 3 to 4 minutes, okay? On each side of my burger. Because we don't want to cook them too long. We want to keep them juicy, okay? Okay. So, cook these for about 3 to 4 minutes on each side. Now that we have them flipped over, we're going to go and add some seasoning to the other side. So go ahead and put some seasoning to the other side. Remember, like I said before, you can just use salt and black pepper to the outside. Anytime you cook burgers, hamburger steak and gravy, or like we're doing here with Salisbury steak, and you're just cooking the outside of the burger, add you some flavor to the outside of your burger. Now this is what the outside of your patty meat should look like on both sides for your Salisbury steak. I know it looks dark, but you want that crust on your patty, because once you place it in your gravy, you don't want your meat to fall apart, okay? So now we're gonna get ready to make a gravy for our Salisbury steak. Now to make this gravy, you're gonna leave the pan drippings in your pan, okay? Just scrape them. If you have too much because of how many burgers, you know, you can pour that excess oil out, okay? So the first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to turn this to a medium low. I'm going to put some diced onions. I'm going to use real onions for the gravy, okay? But I'm going to put those diced onions in here for this Salisbury steak sauce gravy, okay? We're going to use the oil that's in here. You can add to this some butter, okay? We're just going to sweat this down to translucent, okay? Now, for the mushrooms that I have, they are in a jar. So I'm going to take those out, okay? You can use fresh mushrooms. I just got these that's in the jar. I found these at the Dollar Tree for $1, okay? And what we're going to do is we're going to allow these to sweat down with the small amount of oil that we have in here, okay? Now, if you would like, if you don't have much oil, you can add olive oil. It's best to use the beef oil because that's what's going to give it the flavor from the meat, okay? And make sure you get those pan drippings, okay? So go ahead and sweat these down to a translucent. That's going to take a few minutes, okay? Okay. Now that you have sweated your onions and your mushrooms down, okay? And your onions are translucent, you're going to go ahead. You can use cornstarch or you can use flour. Here I have flour, okay? I'm going to add some flour. And this is going to help make that gravy, okay? We're going to stir this. And you're going to cook this flour to cook the taste out of it, okay? So you're going to cook it until it turns a light brown color, okay? And that's going to take a few minutes to cook it until it turns a light brown color. While you're cooking that to a light brown color, you are going to add some black pepper. Season every step, okay? Put it to your desired liking. You're going to add just 2 teaspoons of salt because your beef broth will have salt in it, okay? You can add some garlic powder as well. But remember, do not add more than probably about 2 teaspoons of garlic powder. You have onions, but I'm still going to add a little onion powder. I like certain types of flavor, okay? But go ahead, stir that together, and cook your flour down until it turns brown. Okay, now after a few minutes of cooking, your flour should turn color. It should be a brownish color. It's gonna look a little bit darker when you are using the pan drippings. Okay. So now we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna add beef broth. Okay. I'm gonna add a little bit at a time. Okay. To see the desired thickness. Okay. And this is the point where you're going to turn your eye down low, okay? Turn it down on low. And your sauce will thicken as it cooks. As you can see, this is getting thicker, Okay, excuse the smoke. Okay, I got it down low. I'm gonna add some more of the beef broth. Okay, because you want it to get to your desired thickness. Okay, so stir it. Next, you're gonna add in some Worcestershire sauce. Okay, you're gonna add in about 2 tablespoons of Worcestershire sauce, and you're gonna add in about 2 tablespoons of ketchup. Okay, and now we're gonna add some more black pepper. Okay, we're gonna add in some parsley flakes. Okay, we're gonna add in some salt, just to taste, and we're gonna add in some garlic powder. Okay, now we are going to stir this together. Okay, and we are going to go ahead and add our meat. Okay, okay, so go ahead and add your meat. That's 1 steak. Okay, this is 2. Woo. Sorry, I'm dropping. 3. And I don't want to overcrowd my pan. Take the gravy and the mushrooms, and you're going to put all that on top of your meat. Okay, you can do this in the oven as well. You don't have to actually do it on top of the stove. Ooh, this smells so good, you guys. It really smells good. I know that this is going to be extremely delicious. Very, very delicious, okay? And we're going to cook this for about 15 minutes, okay? Okay, everyone, so I'm finished with my Salisbury steaks. I went ahead and I have plated 3 up for you guys. So here's my plated Salisbury steaks. They are completed. They are done. I hope you guys enjoyed this video with Cooking with TK. Please don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. I'm going to say it again. Leave lots and lots of comments down below. Please give this video a big thumbs up. And stay tuned to Cooking with TK for another awesome video. Salisbury steaks, done Southern style. Cooking with TK, made from scratch. Yes.